What a beautiful day. I love the fact that our weather is getting cooler. Isn't that awesome? I wanted to just point out today, one of the reasons why lost people matter is because we're all kind of lost. I read this week about a thing called developmental topographical disorientation. Developmental topographical disorientation. It's a condition where literally someone can be, physically they get examined and they are completely healthy, and yet there's something that in their brain chemistry that has caused them to constantly get disoriented. Hence the last word, developmental topographical, right? We use that word to describe maps, right? A topographical map, right? Where we can see and find our way around. All of us have a certain intuitive topographical capacity. Some of us less than others. In other words, some of us get more disoriented than others. Some of us lose our sense of direction more than others. But we all have a fundamental capacity for topographical orientation. In other words, you know how to get back to your house. You know how to find your way to the grocery store. You know how to find your way based on the sun and where it's at in the sky, based on your surroundings. But someone who has developmental topographical disorientation gets lost all the time. All the time. They need Siri all the time. To find their way back home, they need Siri because they can get lost in the most familiar of locations because they have this developmental topographical disorientation. They get lost. I think it's kind of interesting because I think to some degree, even though most of us have a measure of topographical orientation and capacity, all of us get lost from time to time. We all do. In Isaiah chapter 53, verse 3, it says, we all like sheep. That's our John 15 text, right? The good shepherd in John 15 goes after the lost sheep and leaves the 99 and goes after the lost sheep. Isaiah 53:3 says, we all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each of us have turned to our own way. The way we get lost is we simply leave the side of the shepherd. We leave the shepherd and we get lost to our own way. We all, and I guess sheep are not the smartest animal. They have a little bit of DTD as well. They have a little bit of developmental topographical disorientation themselves because they all will sooner or later get lost if they don't have a shepherd, if they don't have a pen, if they don't have some sort of parameters or boundaries keeping them together. They will all get lost. We are all like that. We all get lost from time to time on one thing or another. In 1 Peter, I think it's First Peter chapter 2, I think, it tells us that you also, like sheep, went astray, but you have returned to the shepherd and overseer of your souls. That's what all of us have to do, is keep returning to the shepherd and overseer of our souls, because we all alike have gone astray. I think part of the way we reprioritize and part of the way we start focusing on what matters most is to recognize that all of us can get lost. Maybe today you're not lost in terms of your spiritual orientation of knowing that Jesus is God and knowing that you need Him. But maybe you've lost your way because of life circumstances. You've got a little disoriented and started to pursue one thing over the most important thing. You've started what's begun to matter to you, ultimately, in the long run, in the final analysis, isn't what matters most. So today, maybe it's a refining of our orientation. Maybe it's a confession of our topical disorientation. We've gotten lost. We're not sure how we've gotten to the place we are, maybe with our addictive behavior, maybe with our sour attitude, maybe with our conflict of our family, or something about race relations, or something about the political move. We've kind of lost our way, and we've become jaded, and we've become judgmental of others rather than having compassion for others. Today I want to remind you that lost people matter, and it's one of the things that matters most to God, is that we be a people who look for the lost. And if I can't recognize when I'm lost, then I probably don't have a clue when you're lost. So today, let's return to the shepherd and overseer of our souls, to the good shepherd. And let's ask the Lord to give us an ability to know where we are and know how to get back to where we need to be. If you need help with that today, please reach out to us. Let us help you get back to the one who loves you most, so you can get back to focusing on what matters most. Have a great day.